Hi, my name is Nemo, and I'm no expert, but I would really like to show you this. So, today's project is going to be about a project desk where I want to work on, like a workstation, basically. The reason I'm doing this is because I just got a cheap studio desk, which is actually designed for making music, but I'm going to use it in a different way. The desk is going to be standing here, exactly where I stand, between these two speakers, and it should connect my other computers over there, which you can't see at the moment. There's an internet connection and also my media hub, and I want to use it for DJing and programming a Raspberry Pi. How do I fit all into this? Well, this is what this project is going to be about. I hope you enjoy it, and without further ado, let's bring in the desk. Alright. Alright, now we continue with the things that should go into the desk. Tractor control. Monitor. We got the Raspberry Pi. First of all, the Pi as a unit itself goes into a shell, got a power supply, well, and some more. And while we're at it, oh, fuck off. I just broke my fucking Petri dish, which is made out of laboratory glass. Anyway, speaking of power supply, I got this nice Adam Hall rack power supply, which is gonna go up here, but the other way around. There's the power supply for the monitor. We also need the connection cable to my PC over there. The thing is, I want to use this monitor for the Raspberry Pi and the PC at the same time, or well, in a way that I can switch between them. So I got this thing here. That is a KVM Switch, and it allows me to switch between different devices. So yeah, that goes in the middle, and we're gonna connect the computer to there, and obviously we need to connect the Pi to that as well. Thing is, the Raspberry Pi only has a, well, HDMI cable, and this thing does not support HDMI. So we need an adapter for that as well. This is an adapter that allows us to go from VGA over to HDMI, so we can connect this one to the Pi, and thus we can connect it to the KVM USB switch. Got some cable connectors, SD card for the Raspberry, and another cool thing. This is an aluminum USB hub, and we'll have a look at this in another video as well. Things are starting to get a bit messy. This is the power supply for the tractor, and I got another power supply here for this Netgear switch. It's pretty solid, made out of metal, pretty good build, and this is gonna help us connect this cable to that cable going out of the wall, coming out of the wall. God damn it. Hi, and welcome back to day 2 of the Studio Desk project, or Workbench project. Today we're gonna have a closer look at the components, so so we'll have a look at the switch, we'll take out the Raspberry Pi, put it in its case, connect it to the other things, and lay everything out on the table to see how the system will be set up. I'll have a screenshot later on where I'll be explaining to you how everything works together. And yeah, so once we've set it up there, we're actually gonna start putting the parts in. So starting, I guess, with the monitor, and then arranging things around that, see what needs to be adjusted, or if I need to like make some extra attachment or something like that. Also measure the length of the cables, or and find out actually anything that I need to order and integrate into the system. That's it. So starting off with the Pi, right now. The Raspberry Pi comes in a small little package. There's actually not much around it. I'm just gonna open here. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the box. There's the little guideline, and then that is it already. It's really small. It's not even sealed though. Yeah, that's it there. It's really small, right? But it got all the connections you could possibly need for a computer as small as that. Now, the next thing I got is this case here. It's called Flirk. I think this is how you pronounce it. This was actually the most elegant looking case that I could find. Now, it's made of aluminum, and the cool thing is it has this little, you can see here, this is actually sort of the way of cooling the Pi. Many cases or many sets with the Raspberry, they offer a small cooling unit, but this one actually, once you screw it in, connects to the CPU, so it's getting properly cooled, and the heat will be transferred to the aluminum body of the case, which is really nice. Also, it's nothing too special. It's not fancy or with a lot of stuff around it. It's really plain, but I do like this sort of Apple style simplicity. Yeah. And there we have some screws. This is in order to connect them. One for the 3B plus and one package for the 3B and the 2B. Alright, so I got the screwdriver and we're gonna start putting the Raspberry together. I'm gonna use the 2B and 3B screws. And I'm gonna stick this into here that way around so that the cooler can actually touch the CPU. Okay. Here is the SD card slot. With many cases, there's a problem that once you've put the Raspberry Pi into it, you cannot access the SD card. This one's different. It actually leaves out a slot here in order to put it into place. Actually, you first put it into the tray. Forget what I said about putting it into the tray first. This is the way you do it, because the audio connector slightly sticks out, so it's flush with the outside of the case. That's a bit too much resistance for a case, in my opinion. It is aligned though. Not sure where it doesn't fit in there. Let's see if I can switch a screw. Alright, got all the screws. I put these back in. Alright, so what's next? Next thing, power connector for the Raspberry Pi. And this one. These go back in there. Whoa. So that's that. Alright, so the Raspberry Pi is going to be powered here, on this part. This is where the HDMI port also goes. Which brings us to the next part. This here. So, what I've got here is a adapter that allows me to connect an HDMI port to the VGA port. And you have to be very careful when buying one of those adapters about which way around they work. So this one only goes from HDMI to VGA. It does not go the other way around. If you want it to go the other way around, you need a different adapter, because you have to, I think there's actually a separate sort of a graphics chip needed in order to convert the signal into an HDMI one. So do not buy this if you want to convert your signal the other way around. This one works from HDMI to VGA, which is perfect for my purpose. Well, I'm gonna keep this on for now. So this one is going to connect to the Pi here, that way around. And I really do not want to have too much tension on that. So I have to figure out a way how to fix this cable into place without twisting the chipboard just by the weight of the cable. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, so that goes in there. Then we got the power supply up here. Put it like that. Yeah, I mean it's pretty clear. Right, what's that? This USB cable, and oh yeah, we need to send the audio with it as well. So what this thing is, with HDMI, you actually transport the audio with it, and this one is splitting the audio off that, so you can put it somewhere else, or direct it somewhere else. We do have a audio connection here though, so I'm not really sure if it actually doubles our audio connectivity, but I think I'll go with this one. I'll figure it out. For now, we'll put these aside. We don't need that. The next thing is the KVM switch. This thing allows us to switch between two signals. So we'll have the one signal coming from the Raspberry Pi and the other signal coming from my main computer. This is what is in there. It's mainly cable. Alright, yeah, that's it. And this will be very useful because it provides us with a way to connect two different signal sources via a VGA cable to one monitor. And the special thing about this one is, you'll see in a second once I got this twisted open, is its USB connectivity. So you see there are a lot of cables running through here, and there's this thing here, actually the switch. I'm gonna leave that in there. Alright, now here we got our double VGA and USB connectors, and I hope they are, yeah, they're split and they will probably be long enough, so that's pretty good. And this is the main part of the whole device here. So what you do with that is, this is where your monitor goes, and this is also where your main peripherals go. So you'll connect your keyboard and your mouse up here, and your monitor up here, connected to two different PCs, and then you hit the switch, and you switch between two PCs using just one monitor, one mouse, and one keyboard. And this is really helpful for this purpose of this desk, because what it allows us to build the Raspberry Pi into it without having ever to connect it to extra peripherals once we got the USB hub set up. So I guess I'm gonna curl this one up, and then see if that, yeah, it works. It's the right way around. I'm gonna curl it up and connect it to here. So the problem I'm thinking about right now is that my rack tray in there is too short to, so that I can just lay it in there like that. I think I'll just continue with the next part for now. Now I'm trying to figure out how to put all this into there. And like I said on the other video, yeah, scratch that. I just encountered a few difficulties back here. Alright, the next thing we're gonna have a look at is this beauty here. Sorry if the screen is a bit red or yellowish, it's because the lamp. I'm gonna soon switch it off and show you what this is. So it's called L-wire, and L stands for electric luminescence. This means the whole thing will light up. But it's very different to an LED strip. But see for yourself. Yep, there we go. Look at that. And I got quite a bit of it installed here already, as you can see. It's running through the back there. Now what you see here is pretty much the result of about an hour of fiddling around. The thing is though, it looks way cooler on the back than it does on the front, because I did sort of hide the bright wire behind those things, so we only have a bit of that light shining through. So the effect on the front is not that strong actually, but I do find it a lot more pleasant to just have this slight shimmer that is coming through the panels. I'll show you in a second. Now I've shut down all the lighting in my room, and as you can see over here, this part is really bright, right? The thing is, the visibility of the lightning stripe really depends on the angle that you look at it. I'm now going to take the camera upwards a little bit and you can see how it changes. So up there you can see the different stripes. And the really bright one is just a loose end laying around in the back. Whoop. So I turned back on the light and now you can see how it's just slightly shimmering through over here, depending on the angle. So I really like this effect because it's not too much, but it sort of gives a hint of a little bit of ambient lighting. And the cool thing about those stripes is that the light is distributed quite evenly. So as you can see, the whole thing here, the whole thing is lit up, sort of like a neon tube or something like that. And it's really flexible, as you could see from behind. It's like you can bend it and it doesn't break. It's like pretty much just like a little audio cable or something like that, but the whole thing lights up. I find this really cool. and it's actually not that expensive. So I'll give you a link, and then you can have a look at that for yourself if you think this is as cool as I think it is. I don't know, I'm just really excited about things like these. They're really unusual for me. So my room has been looking like trash for almost a week now, and I really need to put this project on hold because I need to prepare and learn for some tasks that I have to take at uni. So this is how far I got. Installed multiple USB ports for accessing both the Raspberry Pi and the other computer, and also for connectivity to the tractor control, which is my DJ controller. Second thing, I installed the switch up here, which is triggering the KVM switch, which has yet to be tested, which I'm going to do later on. Pretty stupid, I know, but whatever. Then I put in the monitor, which was fairly easy because it just perfectly fit into there. And well, then I started fiddling around with the stuff on the back. Now, the back does look a bit messy still, but yeah. So this light thingy is just a decorative thing that I just wanted to have in there, but it's not really necessary. I'm still not happy how this part here looks, but whatever, fix it later. This is the KVM switch down here, still dangling around loosely. I don't know, I have to tape it together or something like that. And yeah, it runs the signal down here to my PC and up there to the Raspberry. What else? I've installed the switch here, which is connecting the Raspberry to the computer, and this cable over here, which is meant to connect to my other computers on the other side of the room. Well, it's still loose. It's not long enough. I have to put an extension cable up there or something like that, but I'll do that later. One other thing that's really annoying me is this driver here for the light. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but it's making a really high-pitched sound. And I don't know, I have to pack it into some sort of isolation cage or something like that. And yeah, that's basically it. So the other things I want to connect are these two ports here, one going to the Raspberry hub, and the other one should go to, well, where is it going? Oh yeah, the other one should go to a new USB hub that is not here yet. I still have to buy some parts to connect all this together, like some cables and stuff. So there's coming another hub up here for the laptop that is running Tractor for DJing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in the next part. So I wanted to make one last shot to show it when it's placed back where it belongs to. Pretty nice, huh? I really enjoy the view of the window together with the speakers left and right. It's a really nice place to work. So looking forward to completing the project. Until next time, and if you find any value in this, please like and subscribe. Bye!